FaceTime her, she's like smoking a joint.
While
on pregnant.
While she's pregnant.
Full on pregnant. Smoking a joint. And I say, aren't you? And she's like, shh. And I'm like, nigga, there ain't no shh. I'm like, the baby's in the stomach. Like, no fucks given. You know what I mean?
Whoa, so this is crazy. Fans believe that Krishan Rock's baby is suffering from fetal alcohol syndrome, which, if you didn't know, can occur when a person is exposed to alcohol before birth. Basically, when a mom is drinking while pregnant, which we've seen Krishan doing before. A fan took to Twitter to post this, which are the signs of fetal alcohol syndrome, which are things like a low nasal bridge, a thin upper lip, and some ear abnormalities.
I'm trying to get it for my family. Yeah, we may mess up on the way. I need y'all to pray for me. I don't need y'all to pass judgment. Please keep your opinions to yourself.
She gave birth on Instagram Live. Millions watched it happen. The tears, the chaos, the drama. And for a moment, people actually believed Krishan Rock had turned a new page. That maybe, just maybe, motherhood would change everything. But now, the same internet that cheered her on is begging for someone to take her child away. Because in just a few short months, things have gone from bad to horrifying. Leaked medical records, CPS involvement, bleeding injuries, missed surgeries, and now whispers that she's planning to give her own son up to foster care before the year is even over. And the worst part? She doesn't even remember his birthday. People are calling her unfit, abusive, reckless. And while her fan base still defends her every move, the rest of the internet is asking one brutal question. Is Krishan Rock spiraling so far out of control that she's about to lose her child for good? Let's break down everything, because the full story is darker than anyone imagined.
It should have been a simple question. What's your son's birthday? But when Krishan Rock was asked that, on live, in front of thousands, she froze. Blank stare, nervous laughter, mumbled nonsense, and not a single clear answer. She couldn't remember. No date, no month, no clue. Just awkward stalling as the entire internet watched her struggle to name the day her child was born. It was the kind of moment that punches you in the gut, because forgetting a birthday isn't just about memory, it's about priority. And for a lot of people watching, that moment proved what they feared. Junior isn't a priority to her. And it didn't stop there. Not only did she forget his birthday, but on that same day, September 3rd, there was no party, no post, no message. Instead, she went online and unfollowed Junior's Instagram page, the same page she had proudly created when he was born. And who did she follow instead? Her new man, Bino. That one click said everything. Fans were furious. Comment sections exploded. She forgot his birthday but made sure to follow her boyfriend, one person wrote. This is beyond disrespectful. It's emotional abandonment. For many, that moment marked the point of no return. Whatever sympathy they had left for Krishan vanished. And sadly, that was just the beginning. Right after the birthday disaster, things took a darker turn. Alleged medical records for Junior began surfacing online. And if they're real, what they reveal is nothing short of heartbreaking. The documents listed a devastating list of health issues: fetal alcohol syndrome, visual impairments, seizures, spasticity, and the most shocking detail, he allegedly tested positive for opiates at birth. That wasn't all. According to the leak, the mother, Krishan herself, admitted to prenatal substance use. The documents named multiple substances, suggesting she knowingly put her unborn child at risk. Now, some fans were quick to question the leak. Was it real? Was it doctored? But the phrasing in those records, medical terminology, diagnostic codes, language only professionals use, had others convinced. This wasn't some fake fan edit. And even if there was the slightest chance it was true, it shattered any remaining trust people had in Krishan as a parent. Because if she really used while pregnant, if she really confessed to it in front of a medical team, then the pain Junior's facing now started before he even opened his eyes. One former CPS worker even weighed in. She confirmed, yes, babies born with drugs in their system often still go home. Agencies just do a home check, maybe offer a few services, but they don't always act fast. And that's exactly how Krishan slipped through the cracks. But the story didn't stop at just prenatal harm, because what fans started whispering next was even more terrifying.
By the time those medical records started circulating, people were demanding answers. Where was CPS in all this? How could a baby test positive for substances, show clear signs of developmental issues, and still be sent home with the same mother who allegedly caused it? That's when a former CPS investigator came forward and dropped a truth bomb the internet wasn't ready for. She explained that even when newborns test positive for drugs, CPS doesn't always intervene immediately. Most times, they'll do a quick home visit, check if the mom has diapers and a crib, maybe refer her to a program, and then walk away. No follow-up, no long-term monitoring, just a checklist. And that's how, despite everything, Junior stayed in Krishan's custody. But what sent the internet into full meltdown were the new rumors, circulating like wildfire, that Krishan was planning to give Junior up to foster care before the year ends. Not because she was being forced to, because she was choosing to. According to multiple insiders and viral comment threads, she's allegedly tired and wants to focus on her music, her new man, her image. And Junior? He's becoming too much. The whispers said she wasn't just under investigation anymore, she was actively looking for a way out. Fans were horrified, not just at the idea, but at how casually it was being talked about. This wasn't a private crisis behind closed doors. It was being played out live, in front of cameras, comments, and clickbait. And instead of fighting for her child, Krishan was allegedly handing him off like he was someone else's responsibility. Even Blueface, who once denied the child was his, refused to step in. The grandparents? They didn't want the responsibility either. Everyone was backing away, fast. And that's when people realized Junior might not have anyone truly fighting for him. But what came next made the rumors feel small, because it involved something fans actually saw with their own eyes. And it was terrifying.
If the leaked medical records raised red flags, what happened on Christian's live stream set off alarms. It started as a casual moment, Christian playing with Junior while streaming to thousands of viewers. But then, out of nowhere, she raised her hand and said two chilling words, "Watch this." Instantly, Junior flinched. He didn't laugh. He didn't smile. He didn't even blink. He panicked. The boy scrambled off the chair, heart racing, eyes wide. That wasn't playful fear. That was the kind of fear kids have when they've learned to brace for impact. And the internet noticed. Clips of that moment spread like wildfire. Viewers were horrified. "You don't flinch like that unless it's happened before," one comment read. That baby looked terrified of his own mom. Then it got worse. Much worse. Not long after, disturbing photos surfaced online. Images allegedly showing blood in Junior's diaper area. The photos were graphic. The outrage was instant. Thousands of people flooded CPS hotlines, demanding they step in. This wasn't about rumors anymore. This was evidence. This was pain. This was a child in danger. And this time, CPS couldn't ignore it. But before they could take action, something else happened that sealed Christian's reputation for many. She was on another live stream, arguing with Blow, of course, when Junior began crying loudly in the background. And instead of checking on him, she handed him off to a random Twitch staff member. Let that sink in. She was in the middle of drama and chose a stranger to take her crying child to the car, while she kept fighting with her ex on live. That clip was all it took. Twitch banned her, permanently. They didn't want to be associated with what looked like blatant neglect caught in real time. And viewers? They were done. Comments exploded with disbelief. She left her crying baby with a stranger for a live stream argument? This isn't parenting, it's a horror show. Christian tried to deny it,
claimed there were people around, claimed her child was never alone. But the damage was done. People saw it with their own eyes. And what made it even worse? Her reaction. Because instead of reflecting or apologizing, she went on another rant, blaming Blue, claiming people never cared for her son, and bragging about her support system of pastors and friends, while Junior was nowhere to be seen. And if that sounds like a mother spiraling, wait until you hear what happened when a fan called in and said the one thing Krishan wasn't ready to hear. After days of backlash, Krishan finally spoke up. But instead of taking responsibility, she went on the defensive. Hard. She hit go live once again, not to apologize, not to explain, but to double down. Her tone? Aggressive. Her message? Confusing. She claimed Junior was never left alone, that there were multiple people around his stroller the entire time, that he was fine, that he was safe, that the internet just wanted to make her look bad. But the video told a different story. Viewers saw what they saw. Junior crying, Krishan handing him off to someone she didn't even know. No car seat, no check-in, just vibes and bad choices. And when that didn't win people over, she switched tactics. Suddenly, she started listing off her so-called support system. I have Pastor Mike. I have Tim Bone. I got Arisa. I don't need money for diapers, wipes, clothes, nothing. She made it sound like she had a village, but the internet wasn't buying it. Because while she named her pastors and friends, she didn't mention Blue, didn't show Junior, and didn't show up for his birthday. The same day she forgot his age was the same day she unfollowed his Instagram. And guess who she followed instead? Her new boyfriend, Bino. That was the moment fans said she crossed a line. Not just because she forgot her son's birthday, but because she chose a man over her child. Publicly. Her defenders tried to spin it. She's young, she's overwhelmed, she's just misunderstood. But the rest of the internet, they were done giving her the benefit of the doubt. Especially after what happened next. Because in the middle of yet another live, a caller managed to get through. At first, it sounded like a fan, but then they flipped the script. If Krishan thought she was done facing backlash, she was dead wrong, because just as the internet was turning on her, Blueface stepped back into the picture, louder than ever. And this time, he wasn't sugarcoating anything. He posted photos of Junior's untreated medical condition, a visible hernia that clearly required surgery. And along with the images, he dropped a bombshell. I don't care about Krishan's feelings. My son is hurting every day, and she's acting like it's not a problem. She keeps missing appointments, pushing the surgery back so she can do what she wants. That's not a mom. That's a liability. Then he added, "You had a baby on live, but now you're mad that the truth is live? You've been unfit." The internet exploded. For months, people had painted Blue as the toxic one, the absent father, the instigator. But suddenly, some started questioning that narrative. Because while Krishan was going live, forgetting birthdays and chasing boyfriends, Blue, despite all his flaws, was at least sounding the alarm. His critics said it was wrong to post private medical photos, but even they admitted Krishan needed to be held accountable. Because at the center of all this drama was a child in pain. And what made things worse? According to Blue, the surgery wasn't new. The diagnosis came months ago, and Krishan had skipped multiple appointments. Each time she canceled, Junior stayed in pain. And now that the damage was public, she was more focused on silencing the criticism than fixing the problem. Even fans who once defended her began to admit the obvious. If Blue's toxic, she's reckless. They're both a mess, but at least he's saying something. And yet, despite everything, Krishan continued posting, partying, and pretending nothing was wrong. Because at the end of the day, this wasn't just a parenting crisis, it was a pattern. And once people started piecing it all together, they realized this didn't start with the birthday. It had been unraveling from day one. By now, the internet had seen enough. Between the forgotten birthday, the missed surgeries, the crying baby handed off to strangers, and Blueface's damning posts,
Krishan's reputation was in flames. But here's what really pushed fans over the edge. It started to feel like she didn't care, not just about Junior, but about any of it. Instead of stepping back and focusing on her son, Krishan kept hopping from one live stream to the next, arguing with Blue, laughing with Chaotic, chasing viral moments like her child's life wasn't unraveling in the background. And fans noticed the pattern. Every time the spotlight fades, she creates chaos. She doesn't protect her baby, she performs for the camera. It wasn't just parenting mistakes anymore, it looked like strategy. Viewers began to suspect Krishan was using drama to stay relevant, that every emotional breakdown, every online argument, every moment of neglect caught on camera was fueling engagement. And behind every headline, Junior was the collateral damage. People started calling it what it was, clout chasing at the expense of a child. Even her choice in company raised eyebrows. From one messy relationship to the next, from fights to flings, she surrounded herself with chaos and dragged her baby right into it. One week it was Blue, the next a new man. Then came Twitch bans, CPS leaks, and live stream meltdowns. The cycle never stopped. And while all that played out on phones and timelines, fans kept asking the same painful question: where's Junior in all this? Because somewhere between the likes and the live streams, he kept disappearing. And with foster care rumors swirling, CPS finally responding, and the court of public opinion closing in, people feared the next chapter might be the darkest one yet. Because if things kept spiraling like this, Junior's future might be more than unstable. It might be in danger.
At this point, even Krishan's most loyal fans were saying the same thing. This isn't entertainment anymore. This is a child's life. Every new leak, every new live stream, every new boyfriend, every new rumor about foster care, it all piles up on one tiny person who didn't ask for any of this. Comment sections have shifted from jokes to heartbreak. People aren't just dragging Krishan, they're pleading for Junior to be placed somewhere safe, somewhere stable, somewhere he can heal from everything that's already happened. And they're scared that if something doesn't change soon, this little boy might grow up carrying scars far deeper than anyone realizes. Scars from neglect, from public humiliation, from being used as a prop in an endless reality show that never turns off. Some argue Blue isn't wrong for distancing himself. No one wants to live inside this storm. Others point out that while everyone fights over who's right or wrong, Junior is the only one truly losing. Because the truth is, he's not a trending topic. He's not a headline. He's not clout. He's a child. And unless someone steps in with real love, real stability, and real accountability, the cycle will keep repeating. Different men, different lives, different excuses, same pain. That's why this story hits harder than any celebrity scandal, because beneath the chaos, the live streams, and the hashtags is a question that haunts every viewer. Will Junior ever get the safe, healthy home he deserves? And as the rumors about foster care grow louder, that question becomes less about speculation and more about survival. So now the question's in your hands. Is Krishan Rock really spiraling into full-blown neglect? Or is the internet just watching a young mother break down in real time and turning it into a spectacle? Is this foster care rumor just another messy chapter in her drama-filled story? Or is she truly about to walk away from her own child for good? At this point, no one knows what's coming next. But what's clear is this: Junior deserves better than silence, better than chaos, better than being a footnote in her mother's PR mess. So what do you think? Should CPS finally step in and take action? Should Blue do more to protect his son? Or is the whole situation too far gone? Drop your thoughts in the comments because trust me, this comment section is already on fire and your voice needs to be heard. And before you go, hit that like button, smash subscribe, share this with someone who's been following the Krishan story because what's happening behind the scenes is way bigger than the headlines.